Looks like a nice guy, but he's kind of psychopath.
The guy's special.
Everybody, I come in for everybody, kill everybody. I'm the champ, I'm the king, kill everyone. Ah!
I'm the wolf, brother. So hungry. We'll eat everybody.
The man, the myth, the legend. Khamzat Chimaev has quickly gained a reputation as one of the most dominant fighters in the sport, thanks to his explosive style, relentless aggression, and unparalleled work ethic. With a record of 12-0, including 3 UFC victories in the span of just 66 days, the quickest in history, he's quickly becoming one of the most talked about fighters in MMA today.
I know this guy has some issues that he looks like a nice guy, but he's kind of psychopathic.
Oh, he's
right?
a full psychopath.
Yeah, he's definitely, man, a tough guy. To see him against Hermanson was like, what? That guy's a welterweight. He looked bigger than Hermanson did. I mean, that's a scary guy right there with that quality of wrestling.
Last time we were here, we knew this guy was special, but he's back, and there's no doubt this kid's special.
With his dominant wrestling, powerful striking, confident bravado, and ruthless attacking style, Khamzat is the most exciting upcoming fighter in the UFC and is only getting better with every fight.
I don't think I have ever had such a good shape, such a good condition. I've been sharp in so many different aspects like he is now.
On this current trajectory, Khamzat will be in great position to be the face of the UFC welterweight and middleweight divisions for years to come, and to go down as an all-time great mixed martial artist. Buckle up as we showcase how his life experiences got him to this point, his recent fights and present UFC outlook, and the possible incredible legacy-defining matchups and opportunities for Chimaev in the future. Khamzat Chimaev's roots can be traced back to the village of Gvardeskoye, located in the Chechen Republic of Ichkeria, which was then an independent state, yet was a country torn by war, violence, and extremism, which certainly made him tough and gave him the fighting spirit. His family was poor, and they struggled to make ends meet. From the tender age of 5, Chimaev began his journey in wrestling and even went on to win a bronze medal at the Russian National Championships in the junior level, showcasing his immense potential from an early age. In 2013, at the age of 18, he migrated to Sweden along with his mother to reunite with his older brother, where he continued to pursue his passion for MMA and began his journey to becoming a UFC superstar. He also worked a series of odd jobs, including as a construction worker and a taxi driver, to support himself and his family. Early career. During an interview with ESPN, Chimaev revealed the event that sparked his interest in MMA, watching the highly anticipated Aldo vs. McGregor main event during a brief 15-minute break from work.
I was watching his fight. I was working on a fight, Aldo. I was sitting in the night and was working the night and Juan Fabrik.
At just 23 years old, Chimaev began his MMA journey at the renowned All-Star Training Center in Stockholm, the same gym that produced legendary fighter Alexander Gustafsson. However, as is often the case with young aspiring fighters, he struggled to afford a place to live in the city. Fortunately, the gym owners recognized his potential and allowed him to train and chase his dreams, even during the toughest times. This was a crucial turning point in Chimaev's career, as he was able to stay focused and determined, eventually rising to the top of the UFC ranks. Recognizing Chimaev's immense potential, the gym owners decided to take a chance on him and offered him a place to stay, a small storage room located under the gym's bleachers.
People say they live in the gym, but I'm real living in the gym.
Chimaev lived there for 2 years, training relentlessly 4 times a day. His unwavering dedication and exceptional talent soon began to produce impressive results. Between 2017 and 2018, he won all 3 of his amateur MMA fights and also secured the gold medal at the Swedish Freestyle Wrestling National Championships for 3 consecutive years. In 2018, he made his professional MMA debut at the International Ring Fight Arena 14, where he emerged victorious with a TKO in the second round against guard Olaf Sagan, announcing his arrival on the scene. Chimaev continued his winning streak with another victory just a few months later at Fight Club Rush 3, where he submitted Ula Magna with a rear naked choke in the first round. These early wins set the tone for his career, characterized by dominance, power, and an unwavering never-give-up attitude. Khamzat Chimaev's dominance in Sweden caught the attention of the Brave Combat Federation in the Middle East, where he won all 4 of his fights.
Big hammer fist. That's it. It's all over.
Oh, he went full Mike Beautiful.
This position as well. Oh, he's out.
He's out. He is out.
He was then named the Breakthrough Athlete of the Year by the Swedish Martial Arts Association in 2019. The UFC soon came calling and offered him a short-notice fight against John Phillips on Fight Island, which he quickly accepted to show the world what he was capable of. From the start of the fight, Chimaev didn't miss a beat, securing a double-leg takedown and unleashing a barrage of ground and pound on Phillips. In the second round, he continued his relentless attack and eventually submitted Phillips with a devastating Darcy choke.
If you have fight, give me fight. When you want, I'm gonna fight. I'm gonna be champion here.
Not missing a beat. Khamzat continued his impressive streak by obliterating veteran Rhys McKee in the first round.
It's another win for Khamzat Chimaev.
I can fight after 1 hour, smash everybody.
Solidifying his reputation as a force to be reckoned with. Fans were quick to dub him the new Khabib due to his dominant wrestling skills and remarkable physical abilities. While his foundation is undoubtedly his exceptional wrestling, Khamzat is also a skilled striker who can be just as deadly, as we'll soon see. Chimaev's fights frequently involve his freestyle wrestling, which he uses to take down his opponents. Once he gains top control, he deploys various techniques to dominate his opponents and deliver punishing ground and pound strikes or pursue submissions while applying his weight on them. His grappling style often draws comparisons to Khabib Nurmagomedov's, as they both employ similar techniques, such as the handcuff lock and leg hooks. Apart from his grappling skills, Chimaev also incorporates savage, dominant and technical striking in his bouts. He possesses devastating knockout power in the orthodox stance, utilizing basic boxing and mixing up kicks. He also uses his wrestling expertise to set up his strikes by feigning different takedowns, and vice versa. Khamzat's takedown ability is nothing short of impressive, with an insanely strong body lock grip that allows him to seamlessly transition between backside control and half guard without losing control. This not only keeps his opponents in check, but also opens up a range of targets and submissions. His striking approach is effective and straightforward, with a solid boxing style and heavy hands that make each shot count. He has great hand speed and power, and he likes to jab, which is especially crucial given his size. While his head movement could use some improvement, overall, he's a solid striker. The only area he might appear a bit awkward is in his kicks. While he can deliver beautiful thudding leg kicks from a distance, he struggled a bit when trying to chain in kicks between his boxing combinations. Nevertheless, given his impressive wrestling pedigree, he may not even need to rely heavily on his striking to beat elite strikers in the stand-up. In a UFC fight night held in Las Vegas in September 2020, Khamzat defeated Gerald Meerschaert in just 17 seconds, making his third win in the UFC within a span of 66 days. In December of the same year, Khamzat was scheduled to fight Edwards, but the match was postponed as Edwards tested positive for COVID-19. Khamzat himself tested positive for the virus in January 2021, further delaying the fight. The match was rescheduled for March 13th, but Khamzat was still struggling with the virus, causing another rescheduling. Despite his illness, Khamzat tried to stick to his training routine, which made things worse. During one training session, he experienced severe chest pains, forcing him to abruptly interrupt it. He's had to go in and out of hospitals for some time, suffering from chest pains, high fevers, headaches, and muscle pain. At one point, he was even coughing up blood and considered retiring from fighting. On March 1st, 2021, Khamzat announced his retirement from MMA on Instagram, citing lung complications due to COVID-19 as the reason for his decision. However, Dana White later clarified that Chimaev wasn't actually retiring and was emotional due to experiencing the effects of prednisone on his lungs during a training session. Despite his health struggles, Khamzat was determined to recover and get back to fighting. He made his return to the Octagon in October 2021, where he faced off against Li Jingliang. Within seconds of the fight starting, Khamzat utilized his grappling skills to take Li to the ground. Despite Li's attempts to escape, Khamzat proved to be a superior grappler and efficiently submitted him with a rear naked choke. Li's tactics to tire out Khamzat and reposition himself were ineffective against Khamzat's dominant grappling abilities. Just as Li appeared ready to tap out, he lost consciousness and was unable to submit. In April 2022, he entered the UFC Octagon for his fifth fight, this time a serious jumping competition against Gilbert Burns, the number 2 ranked welterweight who's known for his good grappling and sharp striking. The fight was an instant classic, with both fighters putting on an aggressive performance. Both fighters elected to keep the bout standing for most of the 15 minutes, exchanging powerful strikes. In the first round, Khamzat demonstrated superior strength, but Burns showed resilience and fought back in the second, landing significant blows to level the match. In an extremely close third round, Khamzat landed some more significant strikes and won the fight via decision.
Round 3. Chimaev defend. Chimaev starting to tee off. Burns in a world of trouble. Sprint in their physique right now. But then, what a fight. Arms are burning right now. Oh, still clubbing with that right hand.
Oh, Khamzat tags him.
Hands again. Body kick for Khamzat. What a fight. And still undefeated. Khamzat.
This demonstrated that Khamzat was capable of being in tough matches with high-level fighters and still coming out victorious, that he can take punches and damage and still gather himself to win fights, a big stepping stone in his young career. It also proved what many people already knew. His striking was just as dangerous as his grappling. In a strange sequence of events, it was revealed that Khamzat would face Nate Diaz in September 2022, which was slated to be Diaz's final UFC bout. Fortunately, things didn't go according to plan. Prior to the UFC 279 press conference, Khamzat's alleged actions threatened the entire event as he reportedly kicked fellow fighter Kevin Holland. Despite security's efforts to intervene, the situation escalated when Nate Diaz arrived, leading to a separate brawl between Khamzat's team and Nate's team. Due to safety concerns, Dana White ended the press conference after just 5 minutes following a 30-minute delay.
Yeah, this ain't gonna happen. I apologize, everybody. It's never happened in the history of this company. Trust me when I tell you this is the right decision not to do this press conference right now.
So what was the ultimate call?
Well, what I didn't want to do is have all these guys come out there together. It would have been bad. The Diaz camp showed up with 57 people. Khamzat's team had 30-something people.
The next day, during the official weigh-ins, Khamzat compounded the situation by missing weight by nearly 8 pounds. The aftermath of Khamzat's weigh-in miss resulted in a chain reaction of changes, including Tony Ferguson being bumped up to the main event and Khamzat being paired with Kevin Holland instead. However, come fight night, Khamzat put all the drama behind him and showcased why he's considered one of the best welterweights in the UFC. He wasted no time shooting for a takedown at the start of the first round, and despite Holland's efforts to resist hitting the mat, Khamzat eventually pinned him down. From there, Khamzat relentlessly worked for submissions, and Holland ultimately succumbed to a brutal choke and tapped out. Despite the unprofessional behavior displayed by Khamzat leading up to the fight, it can't be denied that he's an incredibly talented fighter who has the potential to become a multi-division champion. Despite the controversies, fans should still be eager to see what he'll accomplish next. Khamzat's life story is one of overcoming adversity and defying the odds, and his incredible physical abilities make him a truly unique force in the Octagon. Potential upcoming matchups. In the welterweight division, the current champion is Leon Edwards. He's a well-rounded fighter with great striking and takedown defense who has power and technical skills to defeat any opponent in the division. That being said, Khamzat's well-rounded striking, wrestling and pressure style of fighting presents a nightmare matchup for most fighters who are only dominant in one area of striking, wrestling or jiu-jitsu. While Edwards has good striking, Chimaev certainly has the edge in wrestling and his striking is great as well, which could lead to most oddsmakers making him the favorite in any given match against Edwards. In terms of Khamzat Chimaev's matchups within the welterweight division, he's shown exceptional grappling skills and is considered one of the best wrestlers in the division. This gives him a significant advantage over the champion, Leon Edwards, who's primarily a striker and lacks the grappling prowess to keep up with Khamzat's takedowns and ground control. Against top contenders Kamaru Usman and Colby Covington, who are also strong wrestlers, Khamzat's grappling skills would be put to the test. However, his aggressive style, tenacity and dominant striking have impressed many in the UFC community, and he's shown a willingness to engage in striking battles, which could help him against these fighters. Usman, the former champion, is an especially interesting matchup as he's considered one of the most well-rounded fighters with his good stiff jab and powerful right hand. Another fascinating potential matchup would be against Shavkat Rakhmonov, an undefeated prospect currently ranked 6th in UFC welterweight rankings, and he's been nicknamed the next Khamzat before. If you'd like us to make a similar video for Rakhmonov, comment Shavkat on this video, and make sure you subscribe so you don't miss it. Moving on to the middleweight division, the current champion is Israel Adesanya, who's known for his striking prowess and impressive movement. He's considered one of the most technical strikers in the sport and has defeated several top-level opponents, including former champion Robert Whittaker and Marvin Vettori. Khamzat Chimaev hasn't quite proven himself in the middleweight division, but given his size as a big welterweight and impressive performances, many fans and analysts believe he has the potential to become a top contender in the division. His grappling skills would be a significant advantage against many of the middleweight fighters, many of whom tend to be primarily strikers. Against Adesanya, Khamzat's grappling skills could be his key to victory, as Adesanya has shown vulnerabilities on the ground in the past. However, Adesanya's striking skills and movement would be a significant challenge for Khamzat, who's shown a tendency to engage in striking battles. In terms of becoming one of the UFC GOATs, Khamzat Chimaev has all the tools necessary to achieve this status. His dedication to the sport and his willingness to take on all challenges have impressed many in the UFC community. According to recent comments made by UFC President Dana White to reporters, the Swedish fighter will be stepping into the middleweight division for his next bout, and it most likely will be among the top 3 contenders. If he continues his current trajectory and can stay healthy, Khamzat has the potential to become one of the greatest fighters in UFC history. His savage mentality and willingness to do whatever it takes to win have already earned him many fans, and his future in the sport looks incredibly bright. With that said, thank you for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Don't forget to smash that like and subscribe button if you guys enjoyed it. Until next time.